Now, it's kind of sad, but I'd estimate 1% of all players study their game after playing a session. It's actually one of the smartest ways to level up your decision making, spot leaks in your game, and build long term discipline. And the best part, you don't need fancy software, just your own gameplay history and a replayer tool, which you can find on really anywhere. So, I'm going to walk through how you guys could study the right way and start, leveling up from where you're currently at and hopefully move up, right? The first tip I want to kind of go over here is to, save your sessions. First things first, you can save histories or gameplay replays from each session. Most platforms that you're going to play on wherever have this built-in feature. You can actually export it, which is cool, and it is something that I do. Another thing you guys could do is just go right into the replayer tools. So basically when you look at the replayer, it lets you visually rewatch hands kind of like a movie, but this time you're not in the heat of the moment. You could pause, rewind, and ask yourself, and this is key, was this the right play I made? Was my opponent, like, what was he holding? Did I miss a better move? It's these little things, man, and it's something that I've been doing for years. You know what I'm saying? I always check things, especially because I play a lot of mid stakes, and when you start to like pick up on some of the patterns that you identify patterns, things that maybe you're doing that you shouldn't, or maybe things that you're missing. It's like those little tweaks. And that's really the third tip, is just identifying patterns, not just mistakes, right? So while it's easy to focus on, the hands you lost, don't ignore the ones that you won either, because you know, sometimes you win with a mistake, and other times you lose after making the right decision. It's just focusing on patterns. So check this out. So are you playing too passively in certain spots? Are you folding too often to pressure? Are you missing value in strong positions? These trends matter more than just one-off hands, right? So um, yeah, I think I've kind of covered that, but I also want to, let you guys know we do have a community which goes over a lot of stuff that could probably help you out. Plus, it's been growing a lot, hand analysis, and a lot more. So check the pinned comments for that. Also got a good gameplay to go over here. I recently played, so stick around in the end. Please tap the like, and let's get right into this. And we are getting right into this with a 4-6 suited. I'll tell you what. Yeah, check this out. So, I open my game up a lot. I don't have like one type of, strategy that I use playing these games. It's more for me about exploiting people, and there's a lot that goes into it, right? There's a lot of nuance to it. But we did flop a spade draw here, which was kind of cool. We also have some runner cards for straights. So I don't really mind this flop a lot. Plus, you got to figure, let's just say player four, maybe he's got a pair of jacks, maybe he's got a couple overcards at this point, but he threw out like just a min right here, and I was not having it, whatsoever. Even though we don't really have anything at this point, I'm still going to be applying pressure, and I like doing this. I really do. He could fold here. This could work a lot of the time. Maybe he makes a call. We can rule out that he's on a spade draw because we have a couple spades, so we're blocking that. So it's a lot less likely that he'd be on a spade draw too. All right, turn card was interesting. Didn't really do a whole lot for us, but it did give us a straight draw to the five. So we have some outs right now. And for me, it's hard to know what player four has. If he does have a jack at this point, we are going to have to continue applying pressure, okay? And that's exactly what I did. I went for max pressure. And I'm trying to get a lot of queen jacks to fold here, jack tens, those type of hands. That's what I'm trying to get this guy to fold. However, he is going to make a really good call on us here. I mean, a really good one, guys. So, props to him, but he's not out of the woods just yet, because we got a river card coming. We could hit a five, or we could hit a spade. So we do have some outs here. And let's see what happened. We got the five, guys. We got the five. Yeah, so, he made a good play there. It just didn't work out for him. And I actually like the way I played that, to be honest with you guys, kind of just running it back. But, here's the deal. Continue watching because we got some other interesting spots to go over here, and it is going to get better. And I think sometimes when you kind of just see, I like going over my thought process, right? Because like I said, I approach playing these games a lot different than I think a lot of people do. It's not, and that's what I'm saying. It's not so much about, the strategy, it's about understanding that opponents that you're playing against might just be using a strategy, and then you just want to use it against them. And like I said, there's more nuance to this, and another reason why you guys should definitely get in the community if you're just trying to get to that next level. There's just probably things that you're missing, right? And studying is a big part too. The more you look at how you're playing, and doing the things I kind of already mentioned, it'll be super effective for tweaking things and hopefully fixing some leaks in your game and mistakes, because we all have it. And I'm not saying like I don't always play my best, right? I do have days where I'm just not on, not feeling it. And I do recommend on days where you're not feeling it, guys, sometimes it's better just not to play and wait till the next day. A lot of this, and that's like an emotional kind of discipline thing too. A lot of things though. All right, so check this out. So we did flop an up and down, but player three, man, he was really applying so much pressure here. I'm curious too, if you're watching this right now, like what would you have done? Because we're going to be dealing with a really tough spot after the turn here, where it's like, what do we do? Because he just kept going. We are blocking the spade draw. We do have a spade here, so putting him in on spades, a little bit less likely. He went with a pretty good sizing here, but it's like I said, I'm just never getting away here, like even with this sizing, even if he's got a pocket pair. So we are going to call, no raise, just going to call. And we are going to take it to the turn and hopefully get a 5 or a 10, right? I mean, that's what we want. I'd probably even take the 9, honestly, if we could hit it, because I think we'd probably still be good most of the time. But yeah, 5 or a 10 would be good. So we're calling, and the turn card is going to be a 3. So he is going to come at us again here. And this was just so hard. I mean, it was just so hard, because let's say he's got like aces or kings, because that's kind of what he's repping at this point. And, I don't think that he's bluffing at all here. I just don't see it. I think that if he was bluffing, he would have checked the turn, but he didn't. He went for a really good sizing. It was pretty big, putting us in a really tough spot. And I had to think about this. I was like, do we want to continue here? What do we want to do? And, I mean, it was a really good sizing, guys, like making it very hard for us to continue. If he would have gone with the same sizing, from before, I probably would have just flatted this, but I let it go, and I'm going to see the bad news here on the river. We actually would have got there. A 5 is going to peel off, but yeah, man, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I think folding was the right move there, just based on how much he put out there, but yeah, you hate to see that. You just hate it, right? Anyways, it's all good. We're gonna bounce back. Pocket eights here in the big. Always nice to have a pocket pair in the smaller big, and we're gonna call an opener. I think player one's gonna open here, and we're just gonna flat this. And it was a good flop for what we got here for sure. But yeah, pocket nines, man. Just I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. What are you gonna do? He got us there. All right, so player one is actually taking a little bit of time here. I did slow this down a little bit, but yeah, I hate when people take so much time to, whatever. Also, if you guys have any questions, comments, things like that, feel free to message me below. I'll get back to you. But, here we go. I think, all right, so this is a pretty small opening sizing. We're just going to call here. There's no reason to raise this up. So we're just going to call, and yeah, check it out. We hit the 8. Now there's an ace out there. You got to figure player one was opening with like an ace X a lot of the time, or like king queen, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, a lot of suiteds. And instead of just calling this, I actually just like went for a min right here. And the reason I did the min was because I wanted to build this a little bit. And like I said, I'm just really putting him on an ace, and you got to figure he's going to make a call to see a turn. However, he folded it right away, so clearly he didn't have an ace like I was hoping. He probably had like some kind of small pair, maybe some suited cards that just got nothing on that. Turn card would have been 9. It is what it is, guys. Was really hoping he had an ace though. Just didn't work out that way. Okay, yeah, so kind of just making our way still. Got some more good stuff coming up here. Jack 3, gonna fold this, gonna give it up. Just gonna muck that. All right, 7-10, another hand I'm just gonna muck. If this is suited, I probably would have played it, but it's not. So what are you gonna do? All right, another fold here, making some disciplined folds. Let's see if player 1 takes this one down. Okay, so the 5 got there. These guys played this so passively that I got to imagine anyone who puts something out there might just take it down, just based on how passive these guys were. All right, player 3 puts out little sizing and 2 pair right there. Player 1 took that down. That was nice. All right, so check this out. Yeah, I mean, ace king, gonna get aggressive with this for sure. We are gonna get very aggressive with this. And I think you guys will probably look at this play and be like, okay, okay. But yeah, I definitely didn't stop with this one at all. And like I said, I'll kind of give you my thought process on this. But, you know, another thing too, like as you move up a little bit, you do kind of just have to really adjust, your play style. And I think that not a lot of people are, well, I'm not even gonna get there. I just think you have to like adjust, okay? It's a lot different playing like a micro to like a mid game like this. It's just completely different. So player 2 is gonna open here. Second to act. I'm gonna kick it up here. I think to like 40. I went maybe with the sizing, something like that. And we're kind of just gonna go from there. Okay, 45. Whatever. All right, he's gonna call, and to be fair, I mean the flop was, I mean, not the best, not the worst either. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. It's enough for me to kind of keep this going, and not play this passively at all. I think too, you watch a lot of how I play. It is typically, very aggressive, and for the most part, it does work. Sometimes I do get caught a little bit, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I like to definitely be, the aggressor most of the time. Okay, so he calls, and here we go. Nothing there, but I wasn't exactly ready to just do, even if he has a pair of queens here, I'm still going to apply some pressure. We could still hit an ace or a queen or a king on the turn. Things can happen, right? Now, I put out a decent sizing. He doesn't necessarily have to have a queen here. He could have anything, okay? I mean, he could have a pair of 5s, okay? Or like a pocket pair, like 9s or 10s or something. Now, that would not be good because a 10 did peel off, but this kind of gave us a little bit more that I could be like, okay, like, and once again here, I'm basically applying max pressure. I'm targeting a lot of those weaker queens or mid pocket pairs that maybe we're just trying to get there on the turn, hoping he doesn't have tens. But my play did work. Let's see what the river card would have been. I don't know if we got there or not. I want to say we didn't. Maybe we did. Let's see. See that river? Okay, we wouldn't have got there. So my play worked. All right, and next hand I think we had what was it 2-3? Yeah, I kind of just mucked this, but yeah, kind of just bringing this all home, guys. Like you got to be studying the way you're playing, and it like I said, I'd estimate it's like less than 1% of people playing that are actually doing that, and there are some easy ways to do it. And like I said, if you need any kind of help, anything like that, pin comment. If you made it kind of to the end here, please tap the like. Thanks for watching it. We'll see you in the next one.